Welcome back, Rockstars, to another episode here in Anubis Pixelmon. It's going to be an exciting day, so let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So to start off, Rockstars, usually we go back and forth between a regular Pixelmon series and the storyline for Anubis has given us. But today we're going to go ahead and take a break from the storyline, even though it's set to do that, just because I'm super excited about what we're doing today. Now, if you guys take a look at my Pokemon squad here, you can see we've got quite a few eggs, you can see. So those 3 eggs are all Eevee eggs from our Eevee and our Leafeon breeding. So we want good Eevees out of all of these so we can build our Eevee team. We started out with Jolteon and we need to continue because it's going to be necessary if we want to build that Eevee evolution team because it just sounds like a cool idea. We do have one Eevee breeding, the other one's a Leafeon. This Eevee that we already hatched was our very first egg ever, that's why it's a level 1. It's not very good with its IVs, you know, he's got HP 31, 20 attack, but everything else outside of special defense being 25 is kind of trash, so only a 48%. So he's not the best in the world. Now before you guys get commenting, yes, I know there are things like Destiny Knots and Everstones and all this stuff when it comes to breeding and ranch expansion, but at the same time, we don't have the ability to make or buy a Destiny Knot that I've seen anywhere. There's no recipe when you look it up, and I can't find it anywhere in the Pixelmon shops or the market, so it's gonna have to be a random drop only. On top of that, the ranch upgrade is something that I do want to work on because I got rid of all of the Apricorn farms here specifically so we can expand the ranch, because when we use the ranch upgrade, it makes it bigger. I don't know if it helps in speed up the process or allow faster process when it comes to actual, you know, breeding Pokemon, but hopefully that will work. Oh, and we also decided to redo our entire basement, so I have a lot more organization. All of these chests right here are pretty much empty, but everything over here is nice and organized, so pretty nice actually. So here is the ranch upgrade. Now I just took an egg out of the Eevee slot, so I'm not too worried about resetting the Eevee breeding process, so they just kind of stopped that already. So we're gonna go ahead and put these guys back in there, and we're gonna build this up. And honestly, actually, let's just upgrade it first. Okay, extend ranch block area. What? Okay, plus Z. Oh, is that just in one side of it? Okay, that's really interesting. So where is the area limit? It's just gone out one more sideways in each direction on the side. So that's really interesting. So what I want to do, honestly, is probably push this back there more and leave these for Apricorns up here. Okay, everyone, so we've officially finished off the new section of the breeding farm, and I made it a little bit nicer. So this was obviously the old section that we'll fix up soon enough. So this looks nicer, but before we throw the Leafeon back in to actually start breeding again, my male Eevee is brand new, just hatched, and we also have a second one. So first of all, I want to go ahead and do /IVs 6, so that give us a 50% Eevee IVs. That's not bad at all, you know, 0 defense, but everything else is kind of up there except for the speed and the special attack, which, you know, which is fine depending on which Eevee we build, so that's pretty decent. So all I want to do is go ahead and switch them out, and I want to check his IVs as well. His IVs are only at 32%. That's interesting. So because of that, I actually think that what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to throw this Eevee, because he has a better percentage, in here. I'm going to check out my Eevee. This one's unbreedable though. I want to double check this Jolteon, which is one of the reasons that we used him in the first place. He was unbreedable, plus he's a male, so not really usable, but we can use our good Eevee now and actually breed. So let's go ahead, because this one's a female, we now have a really good one that we've bought and a decent one that we've bred. So let's go ahead and throw the second Eevee in there. Boom, a 1 male, 1 female level 1 Eevees. And actually, because of this as well, don't know if I should get rid of all of these melons. The reason for that is because Eevees want the wool. The melon is for the Leafeon, so there's no point of switching the Leafeon in just because we have melons, because at that point we have a better percentage of getting a better thing. So it's actually way better if we just go ahead and switch these out. It's a waste of money because I no longer have Silk Touch, so I can't pick them back up, but it's not a big deal. I definitely bought way too much wool, which is fine. Let's just go ahead and get it all placed down. It's gonna look kind of blah because it's just wool, but it's gonna work really well for the Eevees. I bought exactly enough wool. I thought I bought way too much. That's really insane. Okay, Rockstar, so we've got another Eevee that's finally hatched. Now, as you can see, the Eevee below my Gengar is called Umbri. That's because he's representation based off his IVs that he's gonna evolve into an Umbreon. And now this Eevee, though, I can't quite figure out, because if we do /IVs 3, he doesn't have any IVs almost anywhere except for his attack and his special attack, which are both maxed out. His speed is 10, so outside of that, we don't have a whole lot of options. We could go Flareon, we could go Espeon, but at the same time, the reason those are so hard is because of the speed. But with its max IVs of everything else, the attack and special attack, Espeon and a Flareon are the only two real options. Well, everything else needs like HP or special defense like Vaporeon or Sylveon. So they need a little bit of a different type of strategy to go with. So I think that we stick with going with an Espeon for this one. So we have 2 high speed, high special attackers and 1 tank being built up for the EV team. And then we're gonna have to get a little more creative. So I'm about to go EV train these Umbreon and Espeon future Pokemon that I have, and I've realized the biggest problem with these two is the happiness, like we did before with Crobat in my video I recorded for a challenge video. So this Soothe Belt, what it does is it basically helps increase a Pokemon's friendliness or become happier. It calms them, and it's really good for leveling up and just letting your Pokemon run around, because they naturally gain happiness from leveling up, from battling. They lose it from dying, being poisoned, and they also get it from just literally walking behind you. So we want to put this on our Eevee while training him, but we don't want to max it out too much because he might evolve into an Espeon when we need him to be an Umbreon, because he has to evolve in the dark time. So it's going to be really tricky to try and time out the happiness, the Eevees, and the evolution all at the same time. Okay, Rockstar, so we are rocking at a total of 4 of our 6 EVs now. So the EPV and the Umbreev are our Espeon and Umbreon. They're both fully EV trained now. This third EV though that has just actually spawned from its egg, the Water EV, I've decided to make him a Vaporeon EV. The reason for that is because if we do IVs for, he's got HP and special defense. Now a Vaporeon is built to be HP and physical defense. If he's already high special defense, he could take both hits. So if I give him an assault vest and I've trained him in HP in defense, he'll be a physical bulk tank and take a special hit if he needs to. It will lock us into one move. Actually, it won't, because Assault Vest just allows us to use no status moves. So that's actually perfect for us overall, because he'll just be an attacker and he'll take everything up. Because we already have Umbreon set as a special defense tank, so we don't need another one of those. So if we can set up a physical defense tank like our boy here, it's actually going to be a completely different situation. Okay, Rockstar, so this is where evolving becomes a little difficult. So our Water EV for Vaporeon, we can't evolve until level 15, or at least we need to evolve him at level 15, so we can't level him up really anymore, or he'll go too high, and that way he doesn't get his very first water type move, because all EV evolutions at 15 receive the first signature move for whatever evolution it is, since they have so many. So we don't want to pass that up. Now our Espeon and Umbreon are going to be very difficult because we need to raise their happiness to evolve them. Now during the daytime it's actually not that hard for Espeon, because if we just go to warp training, they have daytime 24/7 there. But we need to max out the happiness without the EV leveling up on Umbreon, so we can bring him back here, use a rare candy on him with max happiness during the nighttime, and then evolve him. So it's a bit of a tricky situation. So, and we don't have enough happiness. We need 225, 252 is the max, and we're only at 143 on about both. So we're gonna work on Espeon and training first, and then come back to probably our Umbreon afterwards. Okay, Rockstar, so I ended up creating a pool because I didn't want to level my Pokemon up too much, and I didn't want to lose out moves. So what I did was I created AFK pool specifically so they could leave out and get their happiness. So it is currently nighttime right now, and our happiness should be enough for our Eevee for Umbreon to actually be able to evolve. So let's see if we can do this. Come here, buddy. And yes, it's evolving. Beautiful. So it was 220 happiness, I think, and not max happiness, so 220 or above. And it's actually 160 after Sword and Shield, but I don't know how Pixelmon does it, so I always just go with 220 as the number, and it worked. That is beautiful. Thank you. We have an Umbreon, Snarl. Yeah, let's get rid of Swift instead. There we go. That is beautiful. So now that we've picked up our Umbreon, this is actually really nice. So now we just have to get our Espeon, which is just waiting for daytime and then evolving him. So until that meantime, let's actually go ahead and evolve our Vaporeon here, because we already have the Water Stone. So boom, he's only level 8, but he's already EV. He's not EV trained at all either. The reason for that is because I didn't want to over level him. So that was kind of the point. I want to make sure I get his moves specifically, because throughout the most part, his moves are a little harder to get as far as I can tell than Umbreon or Espeon's if they pass a couple moves. So that's okay. So there we go. Perfect. We get our first water gun move. There we go. So that is beautiful. And now that it's daytime, we can finally get our so belovedly needed Espeon. Level him up and evolving EPV. I'm gonna have to change all their names again back to the original names, because I did it just so I knew which Eevee was which, because otherwise it was confusing. Come on, Eevee. There we go. Look at that beautiful Espeon right there. Evolved into Espeon. Confusion. Awesome. That is amazing. Get rid of Copycat. Thank you so much. Now we have an Espeon. Okay, Rockstars, at this point we have decided what our final two EVs are going to be. We've got a Flareon Flareon loaded up and a Sylveon loaded up. Now, we haven't changed the Flareon's EVs at all yet, but we've completely changed the Sylveon's EVs. We've already trained that. We just need to get the rest of the happiness, make sure it's in the right biome during the day, and it will evolve into Sylveon. It already has the guaranteed fairy type move. It needs to evolve into that as well. Flareon, but because of the level 15 cap and the special move, we want to make sure, because Stone Evolutions have tricky moves, we want to go ahead and get him evolved up real quick. So Evo items are right here, and a Firestone, please. I've got so many of them. Perfect. There we go. And let's just go ahead and throw this bad boy out. And Firestone on the bad boy. Yes, this is member number 5 of the final evolution. He's not trained completely yet, but everyone else is EV trained, so I just need to EV train him, and with him evolving, now I have that possibility to do that without missing any moves from level up. So there we go. Perfect. And we'll take the Ember. Beautiful. So now we can go train this guy in EVs and then train up our Sylveon for happiness. Okay, Rockstars, so our Sylveon is officially getting really close to happiness. So we just got to make sure to walk around a little bit. It's at currently a total of 203. So we're going to walk around, get the rest of his happiness and we have to be in a specific forest biome or sun forest biome to actually be able to get him to evolve into what we want, into a Sylveon. So we need to find that flower forest. I want to make sure that's correct. Yeah, flower forest works. Sunflower plants or flower forest. We're going to go to flower forest. I don't know why, but that's where we're going to go, and we're going to walk around with our EV there until we get it to evolve. Guys, our EV's dying, but I think he's about to evolve into a Sylveon. Please. And we're in the flower forest. You have a fairy move. You have over 225 happiness. There's no reason that you shouldn't evolve into a Sylveon like we want. Please tell me I did. Yes, there we go. And we officially have a Sylveon. There's Disarming Voice. We'll get rid of Swift. That is beautiful. Here, you can take the rare candy too. That is gorgeous, everybody. Absolutely gorgeous. And now we have an entire team of EV evolutions. Now the only thing left to do is technically to EV train them, but not EV train them, level train them. But this is amazing. Look at them. Everything's EV trained. They just need some level training in their moves. Guys, this is going to be the most powerful evolution team, and I think that's a great place to end off today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you guys did. I'll see you all next time, Rockstars. Peace.